Did you know that there are over 1 million family and friend caregivers across Alberta? It's a staggering number, and behind every one of those caregivers is a powerful story. These are people caring for parents, partners, children, friends, neighbors, and community members, often without recognition and sometimes without support. I'm Jonna Lowther, and you're listening to Behind the Care. This podcast is dedicated to caregivers, the unsung heroes who show up day after day with compassion, resilience, and heart. Together, we'll explore the challenges they face, the moments that keep them going, and the strength it takes to care for someone else while trying to care for yourself too. Whether you're a caregiver or someone who wants to better understand what caregivers go through, you're in the right place. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And now let's get straight into it. Hi, Donna. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's lovely to have you here on our inaugural episode of Caregivers Alberta's podcast, Behind the Care.
Well, thank you.
And are you excited to be here with us?
I am. I am very excited because I'm a storyteller, so I love to tell my story or other people's stories. But I'm very excited because before you invited me to come, I didn't know what a podcast was. Mm-hmm. And since then, I've been on different podcasts. They're awesome. What a good way to gain information. But till you invited me, I went, oh my gosh, what do you want me to do?
Just talk. Just tell your story.
Oh, I can do that. Yes.
Well, okay. Tell us a bit about you, Donna Strongman, and who you're caring for.
I'm retired and we live in Wildwood or outside of Wildwood. So we're rural. We live on a acreage. And I'm caring for my husband off and on over the last 15 years. He's had health issues, most recently his heart and all the side effects that come with that and all the medical needs. And I also have a 14-year-old grandson with needs. He had special needs, but we've had him with us since he was 7. And now he's 14, and we adopted him a year ago. So May was our year anniversary. So it's awesome. And, but he does require some extra support. And, well, that's a bit about me.
That's a bit about you as a caregiver, but who are you as a person, Donna?
Yeah, I realized that. I worked for over 30 years, almost 40 years, as a workshop facilitator and case manager for adults with disabilities going into employment. Awesome job. Awesome job. I loved it. I really did. And when I retired, we traveled. We got married. I got married at 65. So,
well, that's a unique story. Not everybody does that.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good story. But I don't know if we have time to tell the marriage story. It's fun. And we traveled a lot until we
health issues became a problem.
Issue. And then William, coming to live with us. And although that's wonderful, it changes what you can do. So,
and William is your grandson?
Yeah, William is my grandson. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you go from watching adult movies to seeing Pets 1, 2, 3.
Hey, those are good flicks.
Awesome. They are awesome. So it's put me back, in the being a parenting. And then during COVID, I made the decision to homeschool them for 3 years. A very good experience, very exhausting. My hats go off to teachers. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. We had fun. He learned. He's a learner. But I had to adapt all the curriculum. Mm-hmm. And I was able to do that because I had the background of workshop facilitation for so many years. Once I retired, you know, after about 4 years, I went back to work casually and did that for another almost 10 years. So I worked with seniors in community living in Edson as working with a rec therapist. I learned so much and I had so much fun. So it's a different kind of experience. It's not caregiving because you go home. You're not responsible and you play. I used to joke that I got paid very well for playing crib. You know, because you do recreation things. And so I really enjoyed that. And then COVID, I hate to say COVID again, but I made the decision to homeschool my grandson. And so then I didn't work at continuing care anymore. I also do workshops. I have a business. It's called Llama Laughter. And I do laughter yoga, other workshops as well, but mainly laughter yoga. And over the past year, I've done it every Thursday with a group. The year before, I did it for 2 years. I've done it like that. And then I do, like yesterday, I went to a women's conference and did a laughter yoga session. So it's fun around here. We have lots of, little workshops and in little towns. Monday, I'm going to continuing care in Marathon to do a session.
Now tell our listeners what laughter yoga is, just in case there's a few who have no clue what you're talking about.
I know. It's the combination of deep breathing. So that's and movement. So that's the yoga part. And then it's laughter exercises. So we do laughter exercises and I lead them. So you're laughing instead of from here. You just kind of disconnect that and you bring the laughter into your body. So you're laughing like you would when you were a child. And it's so good. It has so many health benefits. It lowers that cortisol that caregivers, the stress of being a caregiver. You get your hormones, you get the cortisol caused by the stress, but when you laugh, it lowers.
Talk about the stress of being a caregiver. I'll circle back to laughter yoga.
Okay,
but talk about the stress of being a caregiver, because you are, caring for multiple people in your life, not just one person.
Yeah. I also had the honor of my mother living with me for 4 years. And that was wonderful. What a gift that was. So the stress of it, being a caregiver is kind of a unique experience in that you're busy. There's lots of things to do. There's appointments. There's other people that are involved with the people you're caregiving. So you're part of that too. I just talked to my husband and he has 4 more appointments to go to. And so that causes stress. For me, the stress is fear. I'm fearful. And so that the stress of being the caregiver is, for me, caused fear. I'm fear of what's going to happen. I'm fearful of all sorts of things. And even with my grandson, I'm fearful when he's in high school, will he fit in? Will he be bullied? How will he handle these different situations? So it, for me, often comes as fear that I don't recognize that it's fear. Yeah. So I'm walking around fearful about what could happen.
Well, and that anxiety in the body stemming from that emotion, right?
Yeah.
So, people understand the word stress and like, oh, you're stressed because there's so many things to do, in a day. But, on top of that, there's this internal anxiety that's occurring because of the emotions and the emotional roller coasters that caregivers kind of find themselves on.
And the constant, like for some people, it's 24 hours. Because you have to caregive. When I was caregiving with my mother, there were many nights that I would sit up with her and, she'd have cramps or she would have something. So I would stay with her and then go to work the next day. So eventually, if you're a working caregiver, you get very personally fatigued. Your sleep is disrupted and, that causes stress. I find the fatigue as well because I don't think well when I'm tired.
Right.
So I stay just in the emotions. So I'm reacting to emotions opposed to, okay, this is what it is. This is what caused it. So the fatigue and the emotions. And for some people, I'm fortunate. My grandson goes to school. He's gone all day. I don't have, he had somebody else is caring for him. So that's good. So the stress for me is it's reduced by gaining knowledge. If I know what or why, I can deal emotionally with it better.
So how do you answer those whats and whys?
Well, when my husband started having heart issues, then I did all, thanks Google, I did all the Googling and all the reading about heart issues. What is, AFib? New words. What is that? What's the treatment? What's recommended? What can you do? And so for me, having that information helps. And I feel more in control. It's an illusion because I'm not
when you're
really
informed. Yeah.
I'm informed. Yeah, that's a better word. I'm informed. So the stress is just kind of that ongoing and getting tired, always being on call. So what I've done is reach out. Caregivers of Alberta was my first reach out for help. I didn't know I needed help until I had all the signs of burnout. And it's funny, when you're going through that, you don't recognize it.
Right.
You see it in other people. Like, oh man, oh wow. But
that's so true. Yeah.
No, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I got this. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm fatigued, but I got this. Yeah.
So I didn't ask for help. So I read somewhere about Caregivers of Alberta, and I thought, that's somebody who maybe I can talk to. See if I can get help. Well, oh my goodness. I got a lot of help. And I started to do the lunchtime sessions, which are informative. And using different techniques for dealing with my stress. and meeting other caregivers. That has been amazing. When you do a Zoom call and there's usually women, sometimes men, but usually women, and you see in their faces the fatigue that's reflected in your own.
Mm-hmm. You recognize it.
You recognize it. And you can just say, you can talk openly and with support, without judgment, I think is a good thing. So that was my first reach out for help.
Yeah, it's interesting, caregivers will talk about these feelings of isolation, right? That, that it's, if you don't want to ask for help, you think you've got it under control, and you're so busy trying to, juggle employment alongside caregiving, that it feels very isolating. And so I hear from caregivers when they are able to speak to someone else who understands, just like you said, you see yourself reflected, and that is very meaningful. And it offers that sense of community, that you're not alone, you're understood, and you're heard, right?
And that's important, because in the role of caregiver, often you're just the support, and like you're kind of left in the background. And it feels like you're not heard. So to be heard is awesome. I find with my grandson, the school is so supportive. So supportive. When I ask for what I feel he needs, they listen. I want him to have academics.
Mm-hmm.
I'll teach him life skills. That's where he should learn it. With his granny, he should learn life skills. But I can't teach him math. I can't do grade 7 math, grade 8 math. He's in grade 8 now, and he's doing grade 8 math. Mm-hmm. It's adapted, but he's doing it. So I can't do that. And the social studies and science and all the things that he gets from school. And so I was very honest with him. He has 5 more years. Teach him academics. I don't care how you do it. Mm-hmm. And they laughed. They laughed, which was good. And they said, okay, we'll do it. Amazing.
Yeah, I find as caregivers, we have to be the advocate for our care recipients, right? And then something you just said a little bit ago kind of made me reflect on how, as caregivers, you are always looking after someone else's needs.
Yes.
And you're in the back burner, and your own needs don't really get addressed. And we don't even, we kind of forget about our own needs as caregivers even sometimes, right? So talk about how you take care of your own needs, and especially your mental health and emotional well-being, because you talked about the emotional reactivity that you experience as a caregiver.
Well, I handle it. I read a lot. I love reading. So that's an escape. That's one escape I use. And
coping strategy.
Yeah, coping strategy. The other thing I just started, and it's awesome, is a personal trainer. I'm actually going to the gym. I'm so happy to say that. And I'll tell, I'm sorry, I'm going to the gym. So I've joined. It's a very small group, and it's a personal trainer, and I'm certainly by far the oldest. But I'll tell you, I've really gained some strength. Just aging, I'm losing muscle mass, and I find that my strength is not as much as it was even a year ago. So I'm building muscle. I went to the gym to build some strength and flexibility. And that has really changed my whole headspace too.
Mm.
I do the laughter yoga, of course, and I I went into counseling, and that has helped me immensely. So I'm doing some energy work, which to help shift energy and deal with anxiety and pain and certainly anger sometimes.
Oh.
I don't want this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be, I don't know what I want to do, but sometimes it's not what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
that's a reality. I've joined the writers circle with caregivers, and we meet every 2 weeks for journaling and really
Mm-hmm.
shifting the thoughts, like what's the positives of caregiving. When you're when you're in the middle of it, you can't think about what's good, what I'm learning, what's in it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lots. Absolutely lots. And so it shifts that point of view. So that is very, very wonderful. And all,
Donna,
yeah.
stop and pause for a second there and tell me what are some of the positives of caregiving?
Oh, some of the positive of caregiving. You really widen your circle of experience in that I've learned so much about education with my grandson, like education, what's best for him. So I go on different groups about autism and learn about it. What works, what doesn't work, how I could be doing differently what I'm doing. And I love learning. So that is a real big positive. The other thing is you get a different relationship. Like caregiving with my husband is very different than caregiving with my grandson. In that sometimes I have to make decisions with my husband that he doesn't like. Or he gets a new medication and he doesn't like the side effects and does not want to take it. He's an adult. He can make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to remember that. Step back and say, okay, this isn't my decision. It's his life.
That's a challenge though, right? Because his life and his needs as a caregiver has a large impact on you.
Absolutely. Mm. And I'm learning to be far more open and honest about that, about how his decisions do affect me.
And open and honest with him? Is that what you mean by that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For the first time, and a few weeks ago, I told him I was scared. And he said, me too. Mm. Wow. Mm-hmm. So that's a bonus about caregiving, is that your relationship can really shift for the positive or not. Although
most caregivers will say that it does improve the relationship with their care recipient, but often at the sacrifice to other relationships in their life because of the time commitment, right?
And that's the other thing. Yeah, it's in early on in the caregiving with William, he wouldn't go to anybody else. So we had no outside support. We had respite, but he couldn't go. Like the fear and the anxiety and the separation was horrible. So we were it. What has happened is we built confidence in him by giving up and giving to him. He's now confident. He goes to his friends, his respite friends, so he can have the weekend. And he loves it. He's not fearful when he goes, with his cadet group. He goes camping for 2 days. He has anxiety. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And so with a child, you have more decision-making control. You can say, yes, this is what we're going to do. Or give options. I always give options rather than saying, this is what we're going to do. But I give good options that he can choose. And so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But as he's getting older,
that's changing now too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some key pieces of advice you would tell someone who's just starting out as a caregiver?
Take care of your health. The scariest part of being a caregiver is when you're if you get sick, if you're the one that falls and gets hurt and can't do the stuff, who does it? So take care of your health. And I mean the emotional health, the physical health. Carve out a little bit of time, even if you go for a 15-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of your body.
And you've talked about some of those strategies, going to the gym. You rely on your retirement day job of laughter yoga to also, feed your own emotional health and well-being. You talked about counseling. Yeah.
And ask for help. I struggle with that. Like
everybody does. I mean, every human being does. Yeah. Yes.
And so to be open and honest and say, I really can't do this.
Yeah.
And here's something that when I was thinking about, what I wanted to share is give back the responsibility to the person you're caregiving as much as you can. Even if it's hard for them to do certain things, if they're part of the daily routine, they're doing. Mm-hmm. It helps their own mental health.
It does. And it helps you, in the sense of like, they're doing some of that work, right? Yeah. I think we as caregivers have to adjust our expectation of what the outcome of that, that work that they're doing. Because maybe we would do it different, right?
Of course.
But it's okay that it's done a different way. And it's more than okay that they're doing it and reducing your task list. And that they have that autonomy to feel confident and to feel like they have some control over what's happening in their own life with their health.
So when I say asking for help, go to the people you're caregiving.
So true.
As well.
Yeah.
Like, and get help.
Yeah.
Get a housekeeper. Like, clean bathrooms are awesome. You don't have to do it. And so, that's it's small things. It's small things that help.
Well, as my husband always says, it's the little things in life that count. Mm. So all those small things, really add up to be big things and can relieve that pressure sometimes we feel as caregivers.
Yeah. And your world's so narrow. There are times when there's only that little window of caregiving. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And then it changes. Like, it's always changing. So it's good. The little things oh man, how wise is that? That's good. Yeah. And the other thing is I'd really recommend that you join, a group of other caregivers, whether it's online or or in person. And so I go back to recommending Caregivers of Alberta.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, as an awesome, because the variety is great. You can get coaching, you can get counseling, you can get group, you can get learning, all the things caregivers need. And they also offer some fun stuff to do. Coping. How do you cope with your stress?
Yes.
So if you're beginning that caregiving journey, it is overwhelming. There's so much. Oh, there's so much to learn and do.
Yeah.
And so go back to looking after yourself.
Well, and talking to other caregivers, you can learn from each other, right? I think that's the biggest thing about being in a group of peers is that you're talking and you're sharing your own lived experience and learning from others' lived experiences.
Yes. Yeah. And it's reassuring. It really is. So I guess if you're a newbie to caregiving, what I've observed about, being with the group and other caregivers, that a lot of people tend to have had lots of experience already caregiving, in their work or as maybe caregiving their siblings or their parents or prior. So if you're brand new to caregiving, just see the moments of joy, I guess, and take care of yourself.
That's great.
Little things.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Donna, for sharing your experience today, and your tips and your strategies. And I've had the pleasure of being a part of your laughter yoga groups before, and it is wildly entertaining. Yes. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really pleased. I think it's so important for caregivers to get support.
Well, and part of our goal is to amplify the voice of caregivers. So thank you for being willing to join us in that goal.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, Donna.
Bye-bye.
A big thank you for joining us on Behind the Care today. We hope this episode offered meaningful information and support as you navigate the many ups and downs of the caregiving journey. To stay connected with resources, stories, and support for caregivers across Alberta, be sure to follow us, Caregivers Alberta, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Caregivers Alberta is the province's only nonprofit organization solely focused on supporting unpaid family and friend caregivers. Since 2001, we've been empowering caregivers through both group and one-to-one programs, education opportunities, and community resources. With over 1 million unpaid caregivers in Alberta, we ask, who's caring for the caregivers? At Caregivers Alberta, that's our purpose, to care for and elevate the voice of caregivers so their role remains sustainable, supported, and recognized. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.